This is Sarah from Funky Fossil Designs, and I just want to do a quick video talking you through our gorgeous mini collection Snow Merry that's exclusive to Create and Craft this week from the 1st to the 5th of July. It's an online exclusive and you can get it for a fantastic price. It's made up of an A6 stamp set which has been designed for us by Daisy Ray. Laura Thornton is the name of the designer behind these illustrations. And it's made up of a really cute snow family, along with lots of little extra embellishment stamps that are going to enable you to kind of build your scenes and combine them as well with the snow characters. Put your candy cane in the hand of the snowman, have the little bird kind of flying into the arms of the snow boy. So there's lots you can do with this A6 stamp set, really versatile and such gorgeous artwork. This is combined with a 6x6 paper pad called Snow Merry. This is all part of the same collection and will be available to you for a single price. And this is packed full of kind of quite contemporary Christmas papers, festive designs in a lovely colour palette of kind of teals and pinks. Look at the impact that colour has. And of course this isn't particularly festive in itself. It's a striped design that you can use for any time of year. A lovely kind of snowy village scene here, stripes. This is a really fun and fresh palette and set of papers. You've got your snowflakes on the pink paper, a fabulous page with all the kind of presents on, again not Christmas specific. More of our little snow families. These are going to make great backgrounds. It's a lovely soft kind of heather colour here with just a very faint kind of dotty design on it. A lovely kind of snowflake pattern. This gorgeous deep navy with the trees on it, so it could be almost the forest at night time. And then a final page in the pad has got that wonderful central panel. It could be a card front in its own right. You've got your two snow characters there, or you could trim this out and use it to make a focal point on your cards. So there are 3 of each of those designs in the pad. There's 36 pages in total. And the final part of this fabulous little collection is our stencil, which is called Snowstorm, and as you can see quite clearly will complement the snow people and the papers to help you create your festive design. Now I'm going to make a little card with these products just to show you how quickly and easily your projects will come together. What I am also going to use in this design is some of our other products which are also available on Create and Craft. You've got our fabulous stripped back Christmas sentiments, an A6 stamp set packed full of festive greetings in a really kind of crisp modern font, so that's going to work with all of your Christmas makes. Some of our fabulous Starlight paste, so this is our kind of clear glitter paste. This is a 150ml pot. I do these in the particularly large pots because you are going to use so much of it. So we'll use some Starlight on our project, and we'll also use Cable Knit, which is our new embossing folder. Gives you a fabulous knitted effect on your projects. Lovely texture there with your 3D embossing, and of course with our Snowfolk and the Snow Merry collection, then this knitted background will work a treat. So let's get making. I've already done a very few little bits of prep ahead of time, just so that we can make this demo nice and quick for you. First off, I chose some cardstock, and the way I chose the cardstock was looking at the pattern papers that I was going to work with, and I thought I'd use the Snowy Village today. And what I wanted to do was try and get a good match with that lovely deep pink of those houses, just to really kind of ensure that they popped forward. I've die cut a heart out of a panel of the cardstock, so I'm making a card that's about 6x6. I've done my die cutting first because now I'm going to run our card panel through our embossing folder. I always have to check to make sure I get this the right way around. So we're going to have our texture in the background. So obviously I'd recommend that you die cut any apertures before you put your cardstock through your embossing folder, because if you run it through afterwards, you're likely to flatten that embossing. It's not a problem, you can always run it through another time to bring that texture back out, but to save yourself that job, if you die cut first, then you're good to go. So let's run our embossing folder through our machine and see how that lovely cable neck texture will just add great dimension to our card. I'm going to keep it quite clean and simple today. We've got lovely fresh colours, so I want some nice kind of textures to make that project look a little bit special. Right, let's see how that embossing has worked. And here you can see, hopefully, how beautifully that embossed design is kind of hugging our aperture. Often easy to see with the deboss there, but it's a really lovely thick or deep texture on there. So it almost already looks like it's a cozy, it's already been knitted, and it's got that warm wintry look. So I haven't decided yet. I don't think I'm going to add any inks to this to bring the design out more, because I'm looking for something that's quite clean and simple. We've got pattern underneath it, so I don't want this texture from the embossing folder to do anything more than add a little bit of a tactile feel to the project. Let's stick these onto the front of the card, and then we can be adding our characters. So I've already cut our piece of cardstock, or our piece of pattern paper, a bit smaller than the front of the card and smaller than this panel, so it's not going to be peeking out from underneath the card that I've put down, that I've already cut. And let me just get my working glue. There we go. Easy to get our glue down on the card. I do love the crisp look of this particular paper. On this occasion, I'm not going to do too much more to the paper, but I am going to add a little bit of our Starlight paste just to accentuate the snowy feel of this design, and I'll do that in a minute. Let's add our aperture with some 3D tape. So we're going to have that lifted up. Of course, if you were wanting to make a shaker card, this would be the perfect way of doing it, because you could put your tape around the edge, put some acetate on obviously, put your tape around the edge of your heart aperture, and then you'd be able to have a fabulous kind of heart-shaped snowy window on your card. It depends, doesn't it, when we're making our Christmas cards, how much time we've got. Sometimes we put more time into those cards for immediate family and loved ones, and then if we're making a larger volume, we want to be able to make some of our cards a little bit more quickly. And this collection is certainly going to help you to do that. So there we go, we've got our 3D tape on the back of our cardstock. Let's just pop that over the top. And now we can add our lovely characters and make this a really fun card. So you may have seen already, I've got some of our characters already cut out and coloured. I've used colouring pencils, but of course you use the medium that you like to work with the best. You could use your alcohol markers on these, you could use watercolours as well. And the glorious thing about snow people is of course the bodies don't need a huge amount of colouring. Just add a little bit of grey shading to give them some dimension and bring them to life, but they're great for making those cards where you don't want to spend ages colouring in your focal points. Also, I've cut and coloured out the really cute little bird as well, the kind of robin in this set. So I think we might have him flying in, create that visual triangle on our card, which I always say is a great way of putting your compositions together. So let me stick down. I just think it looks like a kind of mother and daughter here, so I think they look really lovely. I've coloured them in pink and green because again I'm thinking that's going well with the colour palette of our papers. That's often where I start with my projects. Look at the colours in the pattern paper you're going to use and let that kind of inform how you colour your focal points, what embellishments you're going to put on the card. I want them kind of slightly overlapping our aperture so it doesn't all look like it's all too separated out. This is all kind of, I want you to draw your eye into the project. And let's get our Stella paste out so we can add a little bit of sparkle, because of course it is a Christmas card, so it wouldn't be right to not have some sparkle on there. So this time, obviously our Stella paste and all of them in the different colours that you'll find on Create and Craft, you use them through stencils, so they'd be fantastic through our snowstorm stencil because they're going to give you that immediate look of kind of falling snow. But you don't always need to use them through a stencil. You can use them to create kind of highlights on your project. So here I've just got an old paintbrush that I'm not too worried about how it's going to survive this experience. Obviously put your paintbrushes in water straight away after applying your Stella paste because it will set hard on the bristles. And you can see I'm just dotting a little bit of the paste onto the characters just to highlight those elements that I think will make it look fun. Then, as I said I'd do, I'm just going to now accentuate the snowiness of the scene because I now know which elements of the paper are going to be visible behind the aperture. I can apply that Stella paste where it needs to go. In this case, just dotting it down. It's a clear medium with our glitter suspended in it, so it'll dry clear and all you'll have is that frosting, that lovely frosting of glitter on your project. And if there's one time a year we're going to use glitter, it's got to be Christmas. One last bit here underneath this house, and hopefully I'll hold this up in a second. Hopefully you'll be able to see how that touch of glitter's just made it look even more festive. Now I've used one of the sentiments from the Strip Back Christmas set, and I've got Let It Snow, which felt like it worked nicely with our snow people. I'm just going to trim this down and think about where we're going to put it. I'm feeling like it should go just here on the project, actually just underneath that house, so we don't hide the house. I keep picking up the wrong glue bottle here. The other one's full of glue, I just need to unblock it, so it's set aside for me to do that. There we go. Let It Snow. And let's just pop our little robin on the top there. And it's these little embellishments, these little worker stamps that kind of make the project look finished. Of course you could have kind of flying in onto the hat, onto her hand, but I'm going to put him up here on this occasion because, as I say, I want him to be flying into the scene that we've just created. And there you have it, a quick festive make with our Snow Merry collection. Let me hold that up for you, and I'm hoping you can see some of that lovely glittery detail that we've added with the Stella paste. But the real stars of the show are our snow family with that glorious paper behind it, and of course a little bit of embossing folder for a touch of magic. So I hope you like the collection, I hope you like this card. Thank you very much for joining me.